morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and what I got for you today is a review of the new JJRC H26WH model. Now, I've already did a review earlier, actually quite a few months ago, of the JJRC H26D, which was a Wi-Fi, or which was a 5.8 gigahertz FPV flyer. This is a new and improved version. This is the, well, improved in its, and it now has altitude hold. This is the H version, but instead of the 5.8 gigahertz FPV, this is the lower cost Wi-Fi version, which operates using your phone to receive the FPV reception, and also your phone to record. I don't know if that's an improvement or not, because you are going to get a lower resolution video than on the D version. The D version had a nice camera. This one's camera is lower resolution with the intent of reducing the data stream requirements for the Wi-Fi. So that's a trade-off you need to make between 5.8 gigahertz FPV flyers and Wi-Fi FPV flyers, in that you have lower resolution video, and also generally you have reduced range of both the FPV signal and control of the quadcopter, since Wi-Fi operates on the same frequency band as the controller for the quadcopter. So keep that in mind, folks, when you're flying FPV or trying to select a Wi-Fi FPV flyer. If range is important, you might want to consider 5.8 gigahertz models. But again, this is the lower cost version that uses Wi-Fi. One thing that's cool about this, the H26 in general, is this gimbal that's got on here is a powered gimbal, in that you can control both pitch of the video, up and down movement, or right and left movement of the video, and I'll demonstrate that here shortly. It's remote control via the quadcopter's controller, so you can actually look down at yourself from way up on high, or look to the right and look to the left if you want from up on high, while keeping the quadcopter moving forward in a forward direction. So that's a neat innovation in itself. Other things, let's talk about the quadcopter. It appears to use motors very similar to V262 motors. So there are probably lots of replacements out there. Actually, V262 or Tarantula motors. I'm not sure if they're plug-in or not. They probably are plug-in motors, because it's easy to remove the top of these and pop them out, it looks like. So replacement of these motors should be relatively easy. The battery you get is placed inside here on the top, and it's screwed in. It's a 7.4 volt 1200 milliamp hour battery. It's kind of proprietary to the H26 versions. There are a couple other JJRC quadcopters that use that same battery, but its connector is kind of proprietary to JJRC. It's very similar to the H8C battery connector, if not the same connector. This comes also with prop guards with nice LED strips, and you plug in the LED power port to this, so if you want to fly at night, yeah, this will light up very nicely at night, with lots of lights. But being that I'm flying outdoors with a little bit of wind, I like to take off prop guards, mainly to reduce the effects of wind sail effects on the quadcopter, because prop guards could really make the quadcopter hard to maneuver, especially if there's any wind. Let's see. Let's go over the controller with this. This WH version comes with this very expandable holder for your phone or even tablet. It'll hold up to a 7-inch tablet if you want or wish to use with this. The controls on this, this is for the D version or the camera version. Pressing that forward on this button activates photos, pressing back activates videos, but for this WH version, this is inoperative. We're going to record via the phone only, the data stream that's going directly to the phone. This button here, if you push forward, activates different rates of the quadcopter, beginner, intermediate, expert, and pressing back activates flip, so you can tell it which direction to flip. These buttons here move the pitch of the camera gimbal up and down. If you want to move right or left, you press this one here. So that's how you control the gimbal on the camera. These buttons here are trim buttons for pitch, and these buttons here are trim buttons for roll. You can activate headless mode by pressing this button here quickly, or you can activate one key return with a prolonged press. And this button here is has to do with altitude hold. Now, I did not get instructions with this quadcopter. I think this is one of the first out there. They haven't released the instruction booklets for it, so we're going to try to figure out how to activate altitude hold, seeing if you need to press this button first, or if we can start it by simply pulling the sticks down or not, like on most quadcopters. So let's go into the flight of the H26WH and see how it performs. Hope you enjoy this flight. 3, 2, 1. Now to activate this quadcopter, we turn it on like so, and we have flashing lights so we know we got power going to it, and we'll put it down on a relatively flat level surface. And at the same time, before I came out here, I connected this quadcopter to the Wi-Fi of my phone, so my phone should easily recognize it. But we are also going to activate Mobizin, so we can record the screen, what we're seeing. Let me turn on Mobizin. #1 recording app in the world. That's what it says. And Mobizin is activated. And then we're going to turn on HM-UFO. That is the name of the app for this, HM-UFO. And let me hit record on Mobizin so we can start recording this there. Mobizin will start capturing. Start now. 3, 2, 1. Mobizin is recording. Okay, this is the screen for this app, HM Wi-Fi, and the center button there is the one that you want to get to the screen that shows the FPV video. So we're going to press that button there, and we see that our screen is upside down. So if you look up on the top of the screen that says Rev, just press that button there to flip the video normal. Now I'm going to raise up the camera a bit. Well, not yet. I haven't bound it to the quadcopter. So we bind the quadcopter by moving up and down as normal, and now I should have control over the gimbal. So I'm going to press up, and it's moving. Notice it moves up, and I want to show you that also at the same time, moving down, moving back up. Okay, and then let's try it left. Notice there's a lot of lag, probably because I'm using Mobizin. Okay, so we know that the gimbal's working. Let's see if we can actually do a takeoff of this thing. I'm going to press this altitude hold button and see what happens. Well, what do you know? That starts it. Does it stop it also? Stop it by bringing the throttle down. Can we also start it this way, down and out? No. How about down and in? No. So the way to start the quadcopter's motors and bring them to idle was by pressing this button here. Okay, before we take off, let me hit record. Where's the record button there? There you are. I want to record the video. There we go. Video is recording. And let's give it throttle and take to the air. Well, that's its altitude hold. It's working. Let's go out over the desert at relatively low altitude. Going up a little higher though, folks. I don't want to hit the bushes. We're going relatively slow over the desert. Okay. Now let's go to higher rate. This is intermediate. When I give it fast forward speed there, it kind of dislikes to descend a bit. But let's go up high. Reason being, I want to pitch that camera down and see if it sees us from below. Okay, we're going up higher. And bringing the camera down. Can you see me, folks? I see me. How about, can it point all the way down? Okay, I'm going to fly overhead here, and then I'm going to point the camera back up. So the camera does move down. Okay, we've been recording for a bit. I'm going to stop the recording real quick here and then restart it because I don't want to lose the recording. 2 minutes of recording that I got already. Letting it flow back while I press that button. Actually, let's see if we can land this by pressing that altitude hold button. I'm curious if that's also a landing button. Bringing it back in close. Now let's press it and see what happens. Whoa. Yeah, it descends quickly though. It's like the motors are shutting down. Okay, let's see here. What I wanted to do was stop this video from recording, and there's the button for it. I gotta press the right button. Video recording is off. So we got one video so far. Let's do this again. Now this time I want to demonstrate headless mode. So starting the motors one more time. Take it to the air. Going up to right about there. And activating headless mode. And is headless mode working? Yeah, there we go. Headless mode's working on this. Let's try one key return. Let's go out to about there. One key return. And here it comes back to us. Now remember folks, when you're using one key return, and when it goes to the one key return, it comes back out of headless mode. So, but remember, when you're using one key return, you've got to be down the direction that you were pointed when you took off. Or otherwise, it's not going to return to you. And it's trying to land itself. I think its battery's getting low, which is kind of surprising because we've only been flying a short time. No. This headless mode likes to, or this altitude hold can descend a bit while you're going forward or while you're moving. Okay, let's try one key return one more time. And here it comes back. So, okay, let's go to higher rate. Oh, it's definitely descending itself, so its battery's probably low. So when its battery gets low, it descends itself and lands itself. You'll notice it slowly that you need to keep giving it more and more power, apparently, when the battery gets low. So it's not a really long flight time, but it's sufficient. Okay, what are my thoughts on it? Well, it's a big altitude hold quadcopter. The video, let me turn off the MABAs in here. Make sure I got that too. Stop. I don't know how well the video, transmitted video worked out. We're going to find here shortly, but I got a feeling it might be a bit laggy. Keep in mind that could be caused by me using the MABAs app. That could be slowing down my phone a bit, possibly. I'm not sure. So, but I got a feeling that the video might be a bit laggy from this particular quadcopter. So in terms of doing FPV flying, you know, with this, it might be, its reaction might be not sufficient. Video view might be a bit laggy, so it might not be sufficient for you to be able to actually fly very well with FPV, but it should be good enough to help point the camera. And I think that's the idea of this, since this has this gimbal here that you can move up and down and right and left, that the FPV for this is mainly to help you aim the camera, not really to fly FPV with. So, hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out.